all are doing well. I'm here today to continue with the topic looking at the earth, which we had started in the previous class. But actually starting today, what exactly we are going to do, just take a quick recall of what we had done in the earlier class. In the earlier class, we just thought and spoke about the outcomes of the chapter, or what are the learning outcomes, and learning outcomes said that we were supposed to understand map, sketch, plan and globe and try to understand the difference. But actually in the previous class we understood what exactly is a map and globe. We focused on the term geography, which was derived from the term geographia. Then we also said that what exactly is a map. Then types of map we tried to understand with the help of atlas. Then we checked the shape of the globe. We found out the advantages and disadvantages of the globe. And then we spoke about actually what is the major difference between map and globe, how handy a map is to carry compared to a globe. Then we also understood how the map is transferred from a globe, taking the details, how and who is doing it. This is done by a cartographer, and how he uses the projections to carry out the process of transferring the details from a globe. This is what we had done in the previous class. Just go through this slide. This slide talks about a difference between globe and map, what we had done in the previous class. So it talks about what exactly is globe, advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Coming towards today's session, what we are going to continue with this chapter. In this chapter, looking at the earth, we'll speak about importance of maps. We'll speak about elements of a map, scale, its meaning and uses, types of scales, calculations based on the scales, verbal scale to RF, that is representative fraction, RF scale, that is representative fraction to verbal scale, and drawing of graphical scale. This is what we are going to do today. So let us begin. Okay, coming towards the importance of maps. Now, how maps are important to us? The first point is trying to explain that map gives us the accurate location, representation of different physical features, oceans, seas, places, cities, states, continents, countries. Similarly, it also helps us to understand the vegetation cover, distribution of population, distribution of urban centers, distribution of tourist centers, distribution of cultivated areas, and so on and so forth. Now, maps which are compiled in a book is known as atlas. Now this atlas is very helpful for us to understand a set of maps which are based on a particular theme, which we understood in the previous class. That is your thematic maps, maps based on a particular theme. For example, population map of Goa, or river map of India, soil map of world, map showing disasters on the whole world map. So these maps are put in the atlas to check for it. Apart from this, various continents, their political divisions, physical distribution, all that is put in atlas, and we can check for various details depending on our requirement. Now, maps for a tourist or tourist person who wants to visit various tourist destinations always carries a small booklet. That booklet has a map which is folded, and when you open it out, it has all the roads connecting different tourist destinations. So a tourist can avail and make use of that map to reach to various tourist destinations. Now, another important thing about the map is that we can compare same thing for two different periods. For example, we are referring to vegetation cover in Goa for the year 2000. And we are comparing it with 2020, year 2020. And we are trying to understand whether the vegetation cover has increased or decreased. Similarly, we can also check for the developmental projects in the year 2000 and in the year 2020. But looking at all the construction coming up, flyovers, bridges, you can see a lot of threat has taken place to the environment. So you can easily compare the vegetation map for the year 2000 to 2020, similarly comparing it with the developmental projects from the year 2000 to 2020. So that helps in comparison purpose. So this is another importance of understanding maps. Our defense forces, that is your army, navy, air force, they also use a lot of maps in order to check for various details. For example, movement of the soldiers, movement of goods and services, checking for various attacks, checking for various destinations, how to reach. All that is taken care by the armed forces with the help of various maps. Basically, they use topographical maps, which we understood in the previous class, wherein the scale is somewhere 1 kilometer is represented by 1 centimeter on the map. Now, we have so many varieties of map which we understood in the previous class and the present class also we are trying to understand. When we have such a variety and types of map and different ways the maps are made for us to understand various features, political divisions, various themes, but imagine if you don't know to read them. So what is the use of maps? So the world's best maps are there, but if you don't know the technique, those maps are worthless. So in order to understand the map, we need to focus on certain key concepts. Now these key concepts are the elements of a map. They are also known as parts of map. Let us check that. Elements of a map includes your title. So any map has a title. For example, if we are focusing on a physical map of India, so there will be a title, physical map, India physical. Then there will be a direction. There will be a direction showing north point. So automatically you come to know the remaining directions. Then you have labels. If it is a physical feature, Himalayas will be shown. You will see the northern plains, Deccan Plateau, and so forth. Then you have a legend. Legend gives you certain kind of symbols and signs along with colors, and those colors help you to understand what exactly they are trying to make us feel, whether the height of the mountain or the depth of the sea. Okay, so that is the part of the legend. Coming towards the grid network, we have the latitudinal lines and the longitudinal lines which makes up the grid network. Now this grid network is a part of map which is mounted on it and gives us the precise location. Then we have scale. Okay, now what is a scale? Scale is something which helps you to understand what is the actual distance of two particular places, between two particular places on the ground. So if the scale of the map is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers, so 1 centimeter on the map represents 10 kilometers on the ground. So scale is given. Then you have a set of symbols. Symbols like, for example, you have a bold dot showing the capital city. You have a black line showing the road or network of roads. Then you have color scheme. Again, the color scheme symbols are a part of legend, but they have been separately given because they are a part of map which comes as an element of elements of map. Okay, let us check this. You have a map of India, what I was talking about. So you can see there, India physical is the title. Below that, you can see the scales are mentioned. Okay, you can see the legend here. The legend says that as the shades are varying, you can just focus on the blue color. The darker the blue color, it is showing the depth. The lighter the blue color, it is showing the less deep the sea or the water body is. Similarly, if you check these physical features here, showing the brown color, shown by brown color and shades of brown. The darker brown color says that the altitude of the mountains is on the higher side. But as it is reducing in shade, the height is automatically shown. Now all this is shown here in the legend. Then you have a small box here, continuation as a part of legend. So you have the capital city Delhi, so it has a symbol. Then you have state capitals which has symbol. Then you have lines. Rivers are shown with blue color. Then you have dotted line as a state boundary. So all these things are the part of your legend. Then labeling, we have Bay of Bengal labeled, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, India, Himalayas, and the neighboring countries, Maldives, all this is labeled. Then you can see these lines, vertical lines as longitudes and horizontal lines as latitudes. Now, sorry. So this is the map making us understand the elements of a map or parts of a map. You can see the next map. just an example. Here we don't have all the elements, just for you to understand. This is the latest map, latest political map of India, which has 28 states and 8 union territories. Okay, on 30th October 2019, Jammu Kashmir, which was state, was given was converted into 2 union territories, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, and then 26 January 2020, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu have been clubbed into 1 union territory whose capital is Daman. So with that latest knowledge, we have 28 states and 8 union territories. Here also you can check there is a legend. You can see the color scheme. Different colors are used for different political divisions. You can see the north point. You can see the title. You can see the labeling. Another map of Goa, just for you to understand. You have a title of the map. This is showing the districts, North Goa and South Goa. 2 colors are used to show the districts. The scale is given and so. Coming towards the scale as such. Now what is a scale? Scale is a ratio between the distance on a map and the corresponding distance on the ground. For example, you are trying to understand the distance between 2 points, point A and point B on the map. Imagine that distance is 2 centimeters. You need to check the scale of that map. If the scale says that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers, then the distance 2 centimeters will be 2 into 10. So that becomes your 20 kilometers distance on the ground. So you have to actually measure that depending on the scale given on the map, and you arrive at the actual distance on the ground. Coming towards the types of scales. Types of scales, we have 3 major types of scales. They are statement form scale or verbal scale. It is the most simplest form of scale and any lay person can understand. That means it says that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers on the ground. We in India use the numerical system, so we follow metric system, so we follow meters, kilometers, whereas in the Western world they follow the 1 inch to 10 miles, or they use yards and so. Now here the unit distance is the map distance and the denominator is the ground distance. That means the first distance is your map distance and the second distance is your ground distance. Okay. The next type of scale is your representative fraction. Now this representative fraction is also known as universal scale because it is universally accepted. And why is it universally accepted? Because it is not following any units, or it is not dependent on any particular unit system. It is just a fraction and it is just a ratio. Now, how is it written? It is written like this. For example, 1 is to 50,000 or 1 upon 50,000. So what is this 1 and what is this 50,000? 1 is, imagine you consider 1. Any particular person belonging to any part of the world. If that person is taking or using their own units. So if I am using 1 centimeter. So for me 50,000 also becomes centimeter. So 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000 centimeters. So now what is 1? 1 centimeter on the ground is 50,000 centimeters. Sorry, 1 centimeter on the map is 50,000 centimeters on the ground. Similarly, if I am saying this is 1 inch on the map, that means it is 50,000 inches on the ground. Okay, so this is how the scale is understood. So it can be understood by any person belonging to any part. Imagine if somebody comes from Western world, Western countries to our country and they use our map, and if they check for the representative fraction, they come to know actually what is the distance between 2 places. Then we have the linear scale. This linear scale is also known as graphical scale or pictorial scale. It has 2 divisions. So you can check for the second one. This is your primary division, this is your secondary division. Okay, this is basically drawn as a double line with the shaded portions, and this helps us to understand distance between 2 places without using a ruler. Let us take a better picture. Okay, check for the last graphical scale. So you can see it's written 0 here, and the line is drawn. Imagine this line is drawn of 10 centimeters and the segments are made of 2 centimeters each. So it says that 2 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometer. And these are the subdivisions. So whatever is on the left hand side of 0 is your secondary division. And whatever is on the right hand side of the 0 is your primary divisions. These minor divisions are basically given to check for the minor distances. Okay. Now how to draw the scale, which I will tell you as we are proceeding with the next slides. Let us check for the calculation parts. Verbal scale is given to you, we need to convert it into representative fraction. So how we do it? So we'll take one example. 1 centimeter is equal to 2 kilometers. So 1 centimeter on the map is 2 kilometer on the ground. So we need to check first. 1 centimeter is 2 kilometers. So how much 1 kilometer makes up as centimeters? So first we will convert kilometer into meters. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Then we need to check what is in 1 meter, which makes up centimeters. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So altogether we come to know that 1 kilometer is 1 lakh centimeters. So 1 centimeter is equal to, we multiply 2 into 1 lakh and we get the answer as 1 centimeter is equal to 2 lakh centimeters. So 1 centimeter on the map is 2 lakh centimeters on the ground, or it is also written as 1:2 lakh. It is also written as 1/2 lakh. This is how we calculate representative fraction scale from the verbal scale. Let us check again. We have 1 centimeter on the map, 2 kilometers on the ground. Now we need to convert these kilometers into centimeters because we are converting it into a scale which is not having a unit. So we check for 1 kilometer is how many meters. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. 1 meter makes up 100 centimeters. So altogether 1 kilometer is 1 lakh centimeters. And we are multiplying it with 2 because we are converting 2 kilometers into centimeters. And we arrive at the answer 1 centimeter is equal to 2 lakh centimeters, which is also written as 1:2 lakh or 1/2 lakh. This is how the conversion of verbal scale into representative fraction is done. Now you all will have to solve a set of sums which is on the next slide. So you have to pause the video, solve it and then proceed further. So this is for your practice wherein you have to convert 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometer verbal scale into representative fraction. Similarly the remaining 4. Let us check the reversal conversion. Convert a representative fraction into verbal scale. What is given to you? Representative fraction scale is given to you. 1:2 lakh. Okay, it is also written as 1/2 lakh. What we do? We do it this way. So we know we are using the same unit. So 1 centimeter is equal to 2 lakh centimeters. Similarly, so how to convert this centimeters into kilometers? In the previous case we had multiplied it. Here we are dividing it because we know 1 kilometer is equal to 1 lakh centimeter. So in order to convert it into kilometer, we divide it by 1 lakh. And we arrive at the answer 1 centimeter is equal to 2 kilometer. This is how we convert representative fraction into verbal scale. Okay. Now let us check the set of sums which you need to solve. So you are going to take this 1:10 lakhs, 1:2 lakh 50,000 and the remaining you are going to solve referring to the previous slide. Okay. Coming towards the graphical scale. Now when we were trying to understand in the previous slide what is a graphical scale. Graphical scale looks something like this. Now the graphical scale is drawn. Imagine you have a verbal scale which is 2 centimeters is equal to 10 kilometers. So what you need to do is you need to draw a line maybe 10 centimeter and then this bit has to be 0.6 millimeter and make it a broad box. Divide it at a segment of 2 centimeters each. Then place the values. First 2 centimeters, place a value of 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. And you are going to write kilometers. So whatever is written as figures is your ground distance, and whatever is drawn is your map distance. So these are your secondary divisions which help us to measure the minor distances, and these are your primary divisions. Okay, and this is what you are going to do it for the next slide using this. Let us check once again. You need to draw a line of 10 centimeter each. Okay, then divide it at a distance of 2 centimeters each. Place 0 after first 2 centimeter, then 10, 20, 30, 40, and then divide it and shade it. So you have to do it for the following examples. 2 centimeters is equal to 10 kilometer. Now for the second one, so you have to draw a 10 centimeter line, and the segments have to be done at 1 centimeter each. Similarly for the third one, you have to draw maybe 12 or 16 centimeters so that you have four segments, and then you give a block of 4 centimeter, 8 centimeter, 12 centimeter, 16 centimeter, and accordingly you convert it. This is 4 centimeter is equal to 4 kilometer. 3 centimeter is equal to 6 kilometer, 5 centimeter is equal to 15. So accordingly, for these you have to draw the graphical or pictorial scale. Okay. So what did we study today? We understood the importance of map, how they are important to us, referring to the location part, accuracy, depending on the color scheme. Then we were trying to understand how we can compare two different maps. We were trying to understand how the armed forces uses the maps. We understood what are scales. Then we were trying to understand types of scales. Types of scales, we have discussed about the verbal scale, discussed about the representative fraction, we discussed about the pictorial scale. We tried to understand the conversion from verbal to representative, from representative to verbal. We were trying to understand how to draw the graphical scale. So with this, we completed a part of it. You need to solve the calculations depending on whatever has been explained in the video. Pause the video for a while and solve the problems, and we'll check in the next class the plan, sketch, small scale maps, large scale maps, conventional signs and symbols. That's all. Thank you.